Hey hookers, welcome back to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy, and today I'm going to show you how to make a cute little tripped out mushroom for a lighter or a lip gloss. So if you have a hook and some yarn, let's get started. Alright, so I'm just going to fix my camera here. It's starting out blurry a little. Just needs to focus, apparently. We will be starting out, I'm using a 4mm hook, and I'm going to be starting with the base color here for the mushroom. So I'm going to do a chain of 4. And then just join that at the end with a slip stitch. And then do a chain, and then you're going to do 10 half double crochet into the circle in total. And crochet over the little piece of yarn there too, so you can pull it tight at the end. Again, that's 10 half double crochet into the circle. And while you're doing that, I would like to thank everybody for subscribing so far. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed and turned on notifications, please make sure that you do so that you don't miss any upcoming videos that I post or teaser videos. Those are important too. I'm also on social media basically everywhere. So if you go under my name on my channel, you can see all my social links. There's also a link there for Patreon, and I would like to thank you guys as well. I appreciate you as well. If you haven't checked out Patreon, it's only $3 a month to tip me as an artist and support what I do. So if you'd like to check that out, I will send you out a free little friend in the mail, and I can do that as soon as I see that you do sign up, which I usually see pretty much almost right away if I'm up. I can get your mailing address and have your new friend sent out almost right away. And like I said, it's only $3 a month. And if you want to do a one-time donation, I do those too with PayPal and e-transfer. You just have to ask for those so I can send you my username or my email. So I just did a half double crochet in the first beginning stitch. We're at the beginning of the row, and I'm going to put a stitch marker here. If you want, you can move yours. If not, just leave yours here so that you know at least where your rows begin. But if you need to move it, go for it. I'm just going to do a half double crochet now in each stitch. In total, you're going to have 9 rows, including your first row. And we're going to just keep doing this. This will be repeated, so I'm not going to do too many more stitches here. So again, you're going to do 9 rows in total of 1 half double crochet in each stitch. And it's going to turn out like this. So I'm actually just going to show you. This is a chain of 50, and I left a tail at the end. You'll see why after. So after you do the chain of 50 and tie it, leave a little tail at the end for sewing purposes. So at the top, after you're done your 9 rows, this is what you're going to do. So you skip a stitch, do a slip stitch, and then start chaining. So you're going to do a chain of 50, like I said, and then leave a tail at the end of that after you tie it off. I'm not going to do the whole chain of 50. I'm just going to show you this is what I did at the top after. Awesome. And then of course you want to turn this inside out when you're done. Awesome job so far, guys. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to do the top of the mushroom, or at least how to start it. There's some repetitive rows, so I'll just show you the beginning of it here, but I'm going to do a chain of 4. Slip stitch at the end to join it, and then do a chain, and then you're going to do 10 half double crochet into the circle and crochet over the little piece of yarn, and again do 10 half double crochet into the circle. And if you haven't already, guys, if you want to like the video at any point during the video while you're watching, that also helps a lot and keeps it bumped up in the algorithm so others can see this awesome video. If you also have tutorial requests, please let me know. I love taking them. I do it all the time. It's probably a sickness at this point. I'm just kidding, but still, I like taking tutorial requests. So if you do have any suggestions on what you want on my channel, just message me in the comments on the videos themselves, or you can even message me on any of my social media platforms as well. And like I said, those are all linked at the top of my channel underneath my name. And if for some reason one is missing there, they are all on my Facebook page too. So at the beginning of this row, you're going to do 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. We need to do 1 increase row here. So I'm going to grab my stitch marker, and again, I'm going to leave mine here, but if you need to move yours, go for it. So 2 in the same stitch, and I'm going to do that all the way around for this row. So just like that, 2 half double crochet in the same stitch, and I'm gonna turn off the camera and meet you at the beginning of the row here, or at the end I should say. Alright, so now we're at the end of the row, and you're gonna do 1 half double crochet in each stitch. And you want to do that all the way around, and we're going to do 4 rows in total of the same thing. So I'm just going to show you a little bit here, and I am going to just go into showing you how to do the specs for the mushrooms after this. So 1 half double crochet in each stitch, and like I said, you're going to do that for 4 rows total. And then you're going to have a little mushroom cap like this. And you don't have to leave the tail too long. We're going to be sewing those both in after. So at the end, you're just going to actually, at the end of your 4 rows, you just skip a stitch and do a slip stitch like that, and then cut the yarn. And that's what you do at the end there. And then flip it inside out, so that you can put your specs on, which we're going to do next. All right. So I didn't show how to do each spec. They're all different sizes. You can even do different sizes than these, and add more if you want to. The big one is just a bunch of half double crochets into a magic circle. The other ones, some of them are actually only single crochet, And I went with different numbers in it each time to make them different sizes as well. So I think that first one I showed you, the biggest one was like 8 half double crochet in the circle. Some of them are 3 or 4. You just got to go with it. So I chained 4, joined it at the end, and then did a chain. And see, I'm just going to do some half double crochets into this circle. You could even add another row on if you want. You can make them as big or as little as you want to. Awesome. I know it's a little bit blurry, but still, I'm going to fix that here in a second too. There we go. Awesome. So leave a long enough tail on your specs. You have to sew them to the top of the mushroom after. So you can just tuck the little tail underneath the speck and just hold them in place. If you will need to use pins, you can also do that, but I'm just holding them in place with my hand. And I'm just going to surface sew them so that you can't see them on the inside of the top of the mushroom cap either. So get it in place, and then you're just going to sew on the edge of the speck. And I'm just going in the top of the stitches here. So just go close enough together with the needle for the stitching, and just it'll form itself as you're going to, which is awesome. The specks just kind of go. And as long as you sew close enough on the edge and close enough together, it'll look really good. And like I said, I'm just surface sewing it so that you don't even see it on the inside of the mushroom cap. If you want to just go in and out, you can too. It's personal preference as well. If you don't care, you can also do that. So I'm going to keep going to the end and then show you how to fasten this off. All right, so I'm at the end of sewing this on. So I'm just going to tuck my needle in like this. I'm going in between the cap and the speck with my needle. You can feel it through the pieces. So if you feel your needle on the inside, you probably want to take it out and go back in. So I'm just going to go through one more time. I went over so that it doesn't go through the same hole. And it's done just like that. So you want to sew them all on randomly. Awesome. So I'm just going to quickly show you here. See, we're going to just tuck these in before we continue. That one's a little short, so you can always put your needle into your project first. And then this guy's long enough, just gonna weave it in. I do apologize if you can hear my daughter. She's acting a little nuts at the moment. My poor son's watching her. Luckily, I'm almost done here. At this point, I don't know what's better and easier to work with, crazy work employees or your psycho children. I definitely don't have HR here. All right, so almost done. I'm just gonna slide this over here. Kind of just, there's a little bit of a hole, so that's gonna close it in a little too. Awesome job. Just turning that back to the right side, and we're on to the face. Almost done. Awesome. All right. So I'm just going to show you how to do the other eyeball. As you can see, this one's done and sewn on. So just do a chain of 4 again. Join it at the end. And then do a chain, and then we're just going to do 5 single crochet into the circle and crochet over the little piece of yarn so that you can pull it tight at the end. So again, we're just going to do 5 single crochet for the eyeball. So I'm going to hold my stuff here. I'm holding it as steady as I can. My daughter has a trampoline in the living room, a little one. She has ADHD, and it is great to have if you actually have a kid with ADHD. It's just a mini one. But as you can see, she's deciding to use it while I'm doing my tutorial here. So it's a little jumpy. I told her earthquakes aren't appropriate, but she doesn't seem to care, okay? So we're just gonna, it luckily looks like it's okay. I was worried, but it looks like we should be okay. So that's a little eyeball. I just did a slip stitch at the end. You want to cut a long enough tail to sew it to the face after of the holder. Awesome. So I just, instead of using embroidery floss for this, I literally just spliced my black yarn in half. See, this is just 2 pieces of it. So like if you have 4-ply yarn, it makes it really easy to grab 2 and 2 and you just pull. Usually, as long as there's no knots within the piece that you cut, it'll just pull apart very, very easily. If you want to use embroidery floss too, you can, but I like to use yarn in certain cases. So I am going to knot that 3 times before sewing it into the eyeball. And of course, the sewing always takes the longest on my videos, but that's okay. I gotta make sure that you guys also see this part, so. All right, just making sure that the earthquake isn't affecting this too much, and it's really actually not as bad as I was thinking it would be. She's a turd though. She's getting heavier, of course, so when she bounces on her trampoline, it just seems like she's gonna go through the entire floor and house and take it down. So I just went through the back of the eyeball. If you want to watch this part first before doing the spiral, like you could, I guess, but if not, just watch along. It's pretty easy and straightforward once you get it. So I just went in through the back, and you're just going to go over a little bit with the needle. And then you can go right back through the same hole as your black stitch previously, so that it all is connected. So the way I'm doing it too, you want to make sure that you're not pulling your yarn back through either, right? So I'm going to go over, and because it's already pulled through on the other side by the other one, you can go back through right beside on that one there, if that makes sense. But this is how I'm going with it to make the spiral. And this is why I do tutorials. I don't think I could write this out in words. I really don't think I could. So I'm just going to keep going like this with it, and we're going to eventually come to where the circle meets back up. And then we're going to have to start going inside a little here. Awesome. So see, it's going to go in a little bit. It looks like it's even in the middle of the magic circle. And it's not too big of a spiral, but it looks great after. Definitely different from the other lighter holders for mushrooms. I'll probably do a stuffy like this too soon. I just have to get it going. So like I said too, guys, if you do have any other tutorial requests, I do like to take them. And if you haven't, make sure that you are signed up, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. Like the video, make sure that people are seeing it and they'll see everything on my channel at the same time, which is great. I really do appreciate everybody who watches my stuff or talks to me on a daily basis. I appreciate it all, actually. Even the trolls, because they bump up my videos. It's all positive. It's awesome. And again, too, if you do want to check out my Patreon, it is only $3 a month. But if you don't want to sign up on a month-to-month basis, I do take donations as well, a one-time donation through PayPal or e-transfer, whatever you're comfortable with. Awesome. So I'm done my spiral. I'm just going to sew, I'm going into the back of the stitches here so you don't see it in the front. Alright, so I already have the one eyeball on, as you can see, so I'll show you how to sew this one on. We're surface sewing it again. Again, too, if you don't want to surface sew it, you can just probably go right in and out if you don't care if it shows on the inside. I mean, it probably doesn't matter if it shows on the inside of the lighter part, but I wanted it to not show on the mushroom top, on the cap, so... And your spirals, make them go however which way you want. That's what I made sure to line up when I was doing it too. Just, you want to make sure that those are on there however you want them. So again, I'm just going to surface sew it. I got my earthquake a little bit still, so bear with me, but we can still see, thank God. We're good. This is why I usually opt to do my tutorials late at night, but she's usually actually been pretty good. But of course, there's always that one time that she has to prove me wrong and be bad again. Do something out of the ordinary while I'm trying to finish up my tutorial. True ADHD fashion. So I'm just going to actually show you, I'm going to end up finishing this before and not turning the camera off also, because it's also not that big. I'm sewing, after you surface sew around to the middle here, you want to sew into the eyes to join them. And then you're going to continue sewing into the holder after that. But for those couple stitches, make sure that you sew into the other eyeball. It'll blend it. If you want them blended, do it like that. If not, do whatever you want here, it's up to you. But if you want them like that, that's how I did it. And we're almost at the beginning of the row. I'll show you how to do his crooked little weird smile and then how to finish off. We're almost done. It's literally always the sewing, guys. That takes forever in a video, see? But it's okay, because for me, I like fine detail, and if you're willing to sew things on and just sew and embroider period onto stuff, then it gives it such nice fine detail, and I find that matters a lot when you're crocheting, especially if you're going to sell things after. People do enjoy the fine detail in your work. So if you're not, for me personally, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm not comfortable with it and I don't think it looks good, I'll redo it. Because I don't think my customer will like it if I don't like it. That's my logic. Alright, so again, just tucking this in just like I did with the mushroom specks. Awesome. So now I got some of my black here still. I'm just going to tie the end. I always knot it 3 times. I know you don't want it coming through. Usually it stays, especially when you're making a face like that and whatever, because it's woven in, but just in case. Gives it that added security. So for this, you want to start by sticking the needle inside. Go down to wherever, I'm going to start on the side of his eyeball. So go down as far as you want for his smile and start at the top, because you're going to do little ziggy zags over. So you can just feel with the needle on the inside and just keep going like this. It's pretty basic, straightforward. So that's going to be the side of the little slanted side of his mouth. There we go. Just got to make sure we stay in vision here with the camera, especially since I have an earthquake happening in my living room. So I'm literally, and make sure that you're not sewing through the back, guys. I don't have my finger inside, but if you need to, put your finger inside so that you're guiding your needle. But I'm just going to keep going like this until I'm at the other side of the eyeball here. And then I'll show you how I fasten it off. We just have to turn this guy back inside out for a minute. This is turning out really good. I'm pretty sure I did this mouth differently last time too, and I'm liking how I did it this time. I didn't write this down when I made these a few months ago, and I had to guess at what I did, which is okay because I'm not used to writing anything down anyway. So now you can go right in there. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I really enjoy making things for you to watch and make. So like I said, if you have any tutorial requests, please don't be shy. Tell me what you want to see on my channel. So those tutorials usually do pretty damn good. You have some great ideas to go with my awesome ones too. We all have amazing ideas. So I just turn this inside out so I can easily sew this on the inside of the stitch. As long as it cooperates for me. Awesome, so that's snipped and we're just going to turn that the right way. Alternatively too, if you don't want to make those crazy looking eyeballs, I mean, you can use safety eyes or even just sew little black eyes on, but I mean, who doesn't want to make the psychedelic looking mushroom that's tripped out? Alright, so I'm just going to show you how to sew this through here. We're almost done. So now you can kind of see where the back is of this with your knot. And I'm going to line this up here at the top just by, you can fold it a little bit so you got a crease. So just I'm going to go into the top here through the inside of it, and then right back through the top on the other side of the magic circle. Well, the little hole at the top anyway. You want to pull that through. Make sure you guide that the rest of the way through those so you don't lose your string. Awesome. So that is how you get that through. And then you want to just, this is why we left the little tail. You want to sew and you want to sew that and secure it. Go right to the knot. Awesome job. We're almost done. I'm just going to keep hiding this piece of yarn. You don't want it to come undone. Tuck that in as much as you'd like. You can even knot it if you want to. Just try not to stab yourself. Alright, so we are almost done here. I'm just gonna stab this through. Again, awesome job, guys. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure that you do check out all my other social media platforms and follow me there too. In case you don't see my promo videos here, you'll see them all over everywhere else. And I do giveaways on other platforms too, and all kinds of fun stuff. And if you would like to donate, that's awesome too. He's all done. Awesome job, guys. Yay!